Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like modern technology, or hails of bay, or death traps.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like eye bags. And one-wheeled pints. Look it up. And doing props.
Yeah, I'm not going to do them.
No, I won't give you your props, and I won't do your props.
Don't ask me about props.
Don't give me no props.
I'll give you the other kind of props, though, like, hey, you're doing a great job.
So are you.
Thanks.
And now, our song.
Listen to this. We just did a great segue.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Hello.
Oh, hello, brightness.
We're all together again. Garen's back.
I'm back.
You're not
Yes,
sick.
back.
You were sick over the weekend.
Yes. So sick. Here I am.
Here you are, looking very sharp.
Oh, thank you.
I like the jacket. I like the hair. It's all working.
Well, do you want to know about the hair?
Yes. You cut
Okay.
it yourself.
I did. I was feeling bad over the weekend. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that sickness was coming.
Oh, gotcha.
I was just feeling bad, like, about myself.
Sure.
I maybe that's a sign of norovirus. You start feeling like,
Well, then I've had it for 51 years
so
almost.
you just have low grade norovirus.
Low grade, yeah. I'm still able to get out of my bed and do things.
You
but
can
yeah.
still function.
I have walking norovirus.
Beware of the walking norovirus. Apparently, there's no cure.
I said almost 51 years, but almost 52 years.
Oh my God, it's exciting.
But really, I probably was fine the first year.
Yeah, you probably
I probably was
felt
really
pretty good.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even 2 years.
Yeah, I think
Toddled around and
probably until I got to. Yeah, I remember I was super bossy on the playground in preschool.
oh.
Did I ever tell you about the two boys?
Do you think you're not bossy?
Am I bossy?
No, but I meant like I don't think
Confident. I was very confident.
Okay. Yeah, because you just did some patriarchal sexism on yourself there.
What do you mean?
Well, like bossy is a way to talk about girls who are confident, and it's sort of a derogatory term.
No, I was bossy.
Yeah.
There were these two little boys I bossed around. So I was bossy.
Yeah. Well, you knocked them down a peg.
Kevin and Sammy.
Yeah, I mean they're CEOs now, so it's
Yeah.
good.
I gotta look them up. I don't know. See, my mom's gone, so she's the only one who knows these things. I
dang it.
totally derailed your story. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
Kevin and Sammy, if you're out there,
Kevin and Sammy, can you Facebook friend Danielle,
please.
so she can find out what happened to you? They're listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was not feeling great.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I just wish I could get my hair cut. Like, it needs cleaned up. I don't know. I can't, like, right now go just spend this money to do that. But I could probably just do a trim on myself. I have hair cutting scissors from COVID. We were all cutting our own hair.
Yes.
I have a nice set.
Okay, good.
I mean, I don't think the kids have used them for too many other things. You know, they're just like
Well,
sneaking to the bathroom, cutting out like felt minions.
if
And
Benjamin got a hold of them, they could be like chicken gizzards or
oh
something.
God, he's probably cleaned fish with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've seen these tutorials on Instagram. This woman she's like this famous hairstylist in LA, and you know, she only does like hair models or whatever, and she sells this tutorial. But I was like, I don't need to buy it. I'll just watch like the 10-second clips
Right.
of it. And she also uses a razor. You know those razors?
Yeah, but on yourself?
But also I don't have one.
Right.
And I'm like,
you don't have a straight razor taking around?
I don't just have a straight razor. And I'm like, I can just use scissors. Like,
Yeah.
I can just use scissors. I can watch this 10-second thing. It's all going to be fine. And so I just do it. And, you know, with dry bangs, you never want to cut hair that's wet. Don't ever cut your
Because
hair.
it'll shrink up
Yes,
after you cut
don't
it.
know what you're, yeah.
Right.
And it's still way too much. Like, I realize, oh no, I'm the pastor. You know, the Trump pastor?
Oh my God, Chris.
I literally was like, who do I remind myself of right now? Oh my God.
You just need a violet robe.
I was like, I wish it were closer to Halloween. I mean, I'm not going to keep him that way this long. To be fair, she is a great American hero.
She is a great American
hero. But I'm not
hero,
sure I want to copy
look like her
haircut. Moments after I have this realization, the dog is like, she's jumping at my leg. She's very bitey right now, okay? Because that's what happens.
She's a puppy.
She's a puppy. Her teeth are like, owie, owie, owie. They hurt all the time. So I'm like, all right, let me play with you, get some of this energy out. I'm down. I don't ever just sit on the floor because you got to stay up on like your knees. You got to keep your face a little bit higher.
Okay.
Because she'll jump at you.
Okay.
So I lean down to get a toy. She jumps up and bites my fucking nose.
Whoa.
And it immediately starts bleeding.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Right where I've cut my bangs so short. So now I have past her bangs and I look like I've been in a boxing match.
So as my mother would ask, she broke skin?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see it because
I did see a little...
I've covered it with makeup because Fen, when I was leaving today, goes, "You're going to cover that, right?"
Oh.
And I was like...
Your bangs don't look too short, by the way.
Well, I think they've settled a little.
No, they look good.
Well, thank you. But I mean, it was, I'm going to just say, none of this helped make me feel better.
And then you started throwing up.
And then I'm like, have no knowledge that I'm like 8 to 10 hours away from like the V&D explosion. And by the way, that's not vagina and dick.
Did you make that up, V&D?
No, I just did.
Vomit and diarrhea?
I just didn't know that sometimes people don't even want to hear those words because it makes them feel nauseated.
Right.
And
by the way, the V&D explosion, if you've seen their greatest hits, oh my God.
So good.
Peak 70s pop, the V&D explosion.
You can see
aren't they holograms now?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I stepped on your joke.
No.
Oh, God.
I couldn't think of the word. It was perfect.
You know, I wish I could have seen them live, but I was too young. Something we're too young for.
Finally.
Oh, I love finding things I'm too young for. So, yeah, I mean, it was just like... It was like a really hard weekend where I just, was like, man, I'm just feeling bad all the way around. I mean, I guess I can probably fit into jeans that were too tight previously.
Because you lost so much weight from
just all of that.
Right.
But other than that, it was not a good time.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Do you want to hear the latest in my travails of trying to find a plastic surgeon to take care of this
course.
Insurmountable face?
I mean, how... This is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Why are you making us look at it, Danielle?
Well, I'm trying to fix it so you don't have to look at it in this state. But it appears to be a more difficult process than anyone could have imagined. As we know, to recap, the first doctor said I basically had the Holocaust of faces. We know that. So the next doctor... They are so busy, I guess, that they do the first consultation, you just send pictures.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that seems weird. And then the second one, and then she said, oh, could you send a video? Like, film your face.
Okay.
And I'm like...
Probably because a lot of people send, like, airbrush pictures.
Who would do that?
Some people,
but,
yeah.
I mean, if your whole point is...
Yes,
anyway.
I don't know.
Trust me, they weren't. So then I'm waiting and waiting for the response.
Yeah.
I was turned down.
What?
I was rejected by a plastic surgeon.
This
is what they said.
Okay.
He said, there's a lot of swelling, and he's not sure that the surgery wouldn't make that worse.
Okay.
Huh? What?
Well, maybe it's just not.
So I'm like,
yeah.
Like no one wants to take my money. So then I went to a female doctor.
Okay.
Okay. So I sit down, and she doesn't take pictures.
This is the third.
This is the third.
Okay.
The first one was Holocaust. The second
And
one...
are you getting these from, like, friends who are like, I went to so-and-so?
You're not using your Groupons, are you?
I swear to
I
God.
already told her she's not allowed to use a Groupon.
These are Beverly Hills expensive.
Okay.
We know what we're doing. No, I've read a million reviews.
Okay.
I've done...
Nice.
So the first and the third were... referred. The second one was I looked specifically for an plastic surgeon, someone who just deals with the eyes.
Okay.
And read all the reviews. No, I'm not doing this on the cheap. If I do, who knows what's going to happen. So I went to the third woman, and she starts poking around with my skin and like going, like just like poking it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. She goes, yeah, you've got like a muscular problem in your upper eye. And I'm like, what? She's like, see how this one opens more? And I'm like, of course I see that. There's something wrong. There's something like medically wrong. I'm like, but that's the eye that looks better. She's like, I know you think it looks better, but it doesn't. she didn't say it doesn't, but she said, no, actually it looks that way because there's this muscle issue. I'm going to refer you to a specialist.
Okay.
So I'm like
a plastic surgeon specialist?
Yes.
And his name is Dr. Holocaust.
Right. His name is Dr. Holocaust. So I said, by the way, this other person told me that they won't accept my face because it's too swollen or something. And she was like, that sounds crazy. And I told her the doctor's name. And she was like, he's a good doctor. But I read her the email and she was like, I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, thank you. I just wanted someone to acknowledge that makes zero sense.
You know what? You just needed a woman to validate.
Right. Well, but she won't take my money either. So she has, they take a consultation fee, but thank God the consultation fee can go to other, you can get a Botox or something.
Bright side? If it's a medical problem that's maybe you could be covered under insurance.
So she said there is a small possibility that could happen.
Let's fingers crossed.
Right.
So that you have a medical issue.
Yes. That needs to obviously when it take care of the lower stuff, the bags aren't a medical issue, but
couldn't they just get in there while they're in there?
Well, they'll do it, but that part wouldn't be covered, is what I'm saying. So anyway, I did call that guy, and their consultation fee was literally twice what anyone else's.
Oh.
And they don't do other things other than surgery.
Okay.
So if I don't go to them, I lose that deposit. Like the other places, at least they do you can get, like a skin peel or a Botox or something. You can use that money toward it, even if you don't go to them for surgery.
Yes.
So I made an appointment for March, but I'm still like, I don't know if I want to spend all that. I don't know. So it's just frustrating because I thought it was going to be consultation. I pick someone, I do it. I didn't know it was going to be like, you have the most complicated, fucked up face that ever was.
I don't think this makes me never want to do any of it because I hate going to appointments so much.
I do too.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's the part I would be like, no thanks. It's like why I don't ever get my nails done. Like it's like, I don't like.
Oh, you don't even like that?
No, I don't like going, or why I do my own mustache now.
Okay. You don't like going to the appointment.
I don't like going to the appointments. Those kind of things stress me out so much that I just be like.
It is stressful.
It sounds stressful.
The nail place doesn't stress me out, but yeah. No, and also you walk in and everyone is perfectly, everyone who works there is perfectly coiffed. I mean, they're a little overdone, for sure. But everything is in place because they work in a plastic surgery place. Yes. So you're just sitting across from gorgeous people.
It's all Stepfordy. Yeah. And it's Beverly Hills, so that's Stepfordy in its own weird way.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, who am I to say, but I don't think either one of you need any of this kind of stuff.
Well, I think Danielle's beautiful, but Danielle doesn't think she's beautiful.
That's what I was going to say is I understand when you look at yourself, you don't, you see things hyper. Right. I think I look like an octopus that's been out of the water for too long sometimes. So I get it.
Well, we should probably start getting on our top pick.
Oh my gosh, you guys, today's going to be fun. I'm breaking the rules a little bit. Not too hard.
Okay.
Not too hard of the rules. Breaking is happening. Do you guys want to talk about Deathtraps?
Yes.
Good, because we're gonna.
Okay.
Do you know what a Deathtrap is?
I know it's a play that was turned into a movie.
It was the car my mom had when I was a kid.
There you go.
It had a hole in the floor.
I realized because I looked up the movie.
Yeah.
And it's with a very young Christopher Reeve. And I want to watch it again because I love Christopher Reeve so much.
Is that the one with Michael Caine?
Yes, it is. I was like, oh, this is something I could probably watch with the kids. Something very dangerous and could cause death. Okay, so when we think about a death trap, Garen hit the nail on the head. It's something that is like a car you owned, an elevator, an apartment you lived in, right? I was thinking about different things that could be death traps, and I thought about, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Danielle, where you've gotten stuck inside of a dress in an H&M dressing room.
I don't think so.
Or just you're alone and you're when you put on something and it's too fitted,
tight,
and then you have to figure out how to get it off.
Yeah, and you're like,
and it
strangles you.
It can feel scary. So here's what's going to happen on today's episode. I'm going to share some stories of unusual death traps.
I love it.
And I think the lessons of how to survive it is going to be obvious.
Okay.
The weird thing is, everybody's going to die.
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to die.
No, it's in the title, Deathtrap.
We are going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to die.
Right.
Oh, shit, guys, we're all going to die.
All right. Well, see you next week.
Existence is a death trap.
Hopefully not today. But my point is, these aren't survival stories. They're stories of death.
Right.
But I think our lesson is going to be,
Don't do this.
don't do what this person did, or be careful about these kind of things. Okay. So, as again Garen pointed out, I think one of the most common uses of the term death trap in my mind is referring to a car as a death trap.
Yes.
We've all probably gotten into a car
Yes.
where somebody said, this car is a death trap, or
Right.
my mom's car is a death trap. Okay, so, and car accidents are the leading cause of death in the U.S. Cars kill 120 people a day.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's a lot. But I want to focus on some of the more unusual ways you can die in a car, because we already know the regular ways.
Yeah.
We've discussed it on the show ad nauseum. We've done lots of different car kinds of deaths.
Yes.
So let's get afraid. We all like the band ELO.
Yeah, actually,
Right?
lately I've realized I like them more than I knew I did.
Same.
Yeah.
They're really fun.
Whenever a song comes on, I'm into it.
I'm blasting it.
Yeah.
One of the founding members, Mike Edwards. So he was a pretty interesting guy, okay? So he joined at the very beginning of the band's formation. He was one of the founding members in 1972. He wasn't, speaking of classical music, he wasn't into any other music besides classical. He was a cellist, and he was pivotal to contributing to their unique sound.
Okay.
So I thought this was fun. In their early shows, he often fingered the cello strings with an orange or a grapefruit.
Oh, wow.
Just to be wacky.
You can make a smoothie while you're,
Or like
playing.
you get the what's it called when you need to get the rind?
rind,
and,
yeah.
and instead of using I don't know fucking words anymore.
Yeah, right.
Who cares? Words.
Zester.
Yes, it was a good zester.
It seems so, it's not a very, it seems like you wouldn't be able to hit the notes you want
Yeah.
to with an orange.
Like the worst pick of all time.
Round.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't
not
seem-
no points on it.
Doesn't seem smart, but okay.
I don't even know how you would do it.
Prog
And
rock.
at the end of the show, his cello would explode.
Oh.
Pyrotechnics. He left in 1975 after 3 years in the band and changed his name to Swami Devi Pramada, or Pramada, probably more likely, becoming a sannyasin of Osho. If
Okay.
this sounds familiar, Danielle,
No, not one word of that sounded familiar.
I might be saying it all the wrong way. It's because he left to join, this is going to sound familiar, Bhagwan Rajneesh. Of the orange
Oh, yes.
robes.
Wait a second. That's
Wild
Wild
Country.
Country. Yeah.
So I think that, he didn't do that for the rest of his life. I mean, it also kind of disbanded, right? It
Yeah,
it
there was law enforcement involved.
things
Yeah.
fell apart
Yeah.
in a pretty big way. He did some other cool stuff after that. I'm not going to tell you his whole life. I'm going to come to later on
Okay.
in the 2010s, September 3rd, to be exact.
Okay.
So he's driving on the A381. I don't know.
Is that a freeway?
It's a road.
Okay.
It's between Harbertonford and Helwell, near where he lived in Totnes in Devon. Now, Danielle, you're probably
England.
like, Devon? Where's that? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's located in southwest England, bordered by the Bristol Channel in the north, Somerset and Dorset to the east, the English Channel to the south, and Cornwall to the west.
Okay.
I wanted to know.
All right. I got England.
Yeah.
Got that much.
I just thought, why not get specific?
All right.
It didn't, you know what? Give me any closer in my mind.
Yeah, really. Now you know exactly where it is.
So he's driving.
Okay.
When a massive round
Orange.
what am I going to say, guys? What am I going to say? Like, it could be anything right now. It
Yeah.
could be anything.
Yeah.
Is it a sheep?
Bale of hay,
Okay.
weighing 1,300 pounds,
Oh.
rolls down the hillside, collides with the van he's driving, and kills him.
No.
Yeah.
Did he fall off a cliff?
No, he was
just-
crushed.
He was. No. It
Yeah.
rolled over him?
Yeah, it crushed his
It
van.
crushed the car.
Yeah.
A van.
Yeah.
I can't even, for some reason, I can't
And
even.
you know that was a tricked out van.
If that van's a rockin', at least it's moving because now it's flat and he's dead. Wow. 13. So it fell off a truck, I'm guessing?
No, it was in a field. And the farmers, so in 2012, the farmers were cleared of any wrongdoing because there was an inquest, as they say, over there in the England area. Specifically, I know where it is because I looked it up.
Devon is big on inquest.
Oh, they do their inquest right
northwest of
Somerset.
Yeah.
So they were cleared of any wrongdoing. There's there's procedures you're meant to take when you're working with these giant 1,200, 1,300 pounds rolls of hay.
Yeah.
You've seen them probably out in the fields.
I guess.
I've seen them definitely in Europe because we do a lot of driving in Europe. And I've looked out across these fields. Well, you know what we say in the Midwest?
What?
Across.
Ugh.
My husband has started saying that now just to tease me a little.
I never hear you say it, though.
I don't think I do anymore. I mean, but
he knows you used to say it.
Well, he hears it when we go back home.
Oh, I was going to say I've maybe seen these bales
it's
of
hard
hay,
to say.
Bales of hay on like the great what is it called?
British Bake Off?
No, the Amazing Race. That's probably where I've seen something like that. It's hard to fathom.
Do you see them in California driving?
I've never seen.
I think I've just seen them in Europe.
Okay.
So we see them quite a bit. Hay bale is hard to say. That's why I keep saying bales of hay because if I try to say hay bale, it's like a tongue twister. So the family of Swami Devi Pramada. Yes.
Yeah, Garen just showed us a picture, and I absolutely have seen that on The Amazing Race.
His family asked for similar new rules to prevent this from happening in the future.
Okay.
Because you go...
Like maybe a fence?
Do we need these?
Bottoms?
Well, a fence, though, that'll also keep a 1,300-pound bale of hay.
Why was it rolling, though?
Well, if they're not placed flat, so if they're coming off of these... Machines are doing a lot of this, right? Yeah. It's not just two farmers, raking hail. Raking hail. See, I can't even say it.
I know.
They have these machines to do a lot of this work, and then they place them. And if they maybe don't place it down flat, it could roll.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so I'm going... This leads me to my next question. I'm a curious bird, you guys.
Yeah.
Do we need a lot of rules? Is this happening a lot?
Yeah.
And I go, how often do hay bales kill people? Guess what, guys? A fucking lot.
Really?
Yeah, I did the research. So turns out farming, it's the most dangerous job in America. Okay?
I would think because of threshers and things like that, not the actual bale of hay, but perhaps I'm wrong.
You want to know? You want to know?
Yeah.
I looked it up. 5% of workplace deaths in farming are from hay bales.
In America?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you the info here. People can check my work. I have all of my sources here. Okay. So, this is data from the Health and Safety Authority. The agriculture industry is the most dangerous in America. This is 2019 data. That's the most recent I could find. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics had 573 fatalities of that year, okay? Uh-huh. So that's, if you do 5% of that, that's 28 to 29 people dying from a bale of hay that year. That's a lot of fucking people.
It just doesn't seem like it would be that hard to make it so that doesn't happen. I just don't understand why that would keep happening.
So let me tell you something. If you type into your phone or your device, in your little Google search bar, whatever you use, most people use Google. Nothing wrong with that.
Jeeves?
Yeah.
Can I ask Jeeves?
You can, and good luck.
Okay.
If you type in hail, God damn it.
Bay of Hail.
If you type in
Bay of Hail. Bale of hay.
You know what? That's near Devon.
Bay of Hail is near Devon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? It's beautiful. Not this time of year.
Right.
Got to go in the spring.
Is any of it near Slough?
No.
Okay.
If you type in hay bale deaths into your Google search bar, it's an eye-opening experience.
Okay.
It really is. So my full respect to farmers, right? They're working in dirge. They're working in the dirge.
Yeah.
Dangerous, unsafe conditions. Brutal, okay? And I honestly, thought only people died like that in cartoons.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And it's not. It's like almost 30 people a year. Or at least in 2019, I assume it's still happening. So
Just lay it flat. I don't get it.
Figure it out, man.
All right.
I wonder what it's like in Europe when there are lots of those Hails of Bay.
Hails of Bay.
I'm never going to get it right.
No.
I really would like to stay in a cottage, though, in the Hails of Bay.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, they have the best
If we go there,
cottages.
if we go there as like we'll do an episode from there.
You can pick your own bale.
Sounds great. Okay, so if you're a farmer, we want you to not remain calm around bales of hay, the enemy within.
Right.
All right, so
You never see him coming.
you really don't.
I just don't get it. I cannot comprehend how it could happen more than once. I just
I
don't
know, it's
understand.
wild. But farms are dangerous, and
Yeah.
they're falling on people, and they're being lifted by these machinery, and people are working around the machinery. And it's not these aren't all rolling down the hills and falling on people.
It's not all Warner Brothers.
No.
Sometimes it's just dropped on you.
It's not somebody just going like this to get away from it.
You can do a little deep dive into the research and see how it's happening. I'm very thankful that I don't have to work on a farm.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
Right.
Most of us don't think of our beds as death traps, guys.
Oh.
I hope. But you know what is weird when I was thinking about that. Inversely, I don't know what the right word is there. Don't we all say, I just hope I die in my bed, surrounded by the people I love,
Deathbed.
right?
Yeah.
That's the good death trap.
That's the
right.
right, that's the
experience. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today.
Okay.
All right. So first, I'm going to talk about a man. His name, João. I think I'm saying this right. He's Brazilian. It's J-O-A with a little squiggly line over it.
Cedilla.
O.
I don't know. That's not a cedilla. Never mind.
So I like that word, though. So I think you say João Maria de Souza of Brazil. So he's in his bed asleep, okay?
Yeah.
With his wife.
Okay.
When a cow fell through the roof of his home and crushed him.
Come on. Why was the cow on the roof?
I'm going to get to that.
What website are you using? Is this Acme?
It's Mad Magazine.
Yes. Oh, I do all my research from Mad Magazine. Thank you, Danielle. So apparently, the cow had climbed onto the top of the roof from the steep hill beside it. So this house was one of those houses that's kind of built into the side of the mountain, right? The cow and his wife were fine.
The cow tried to jump over the moon, but instead
He didn't quite make it.
Make it.
Lofty goals.
Cows have ambitions.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the BBC reported it was the third incident in the past 3 years.
Of a cow crushing a human?
Of a cow going through a roof. So
By the way, when you said the cow and his wife,
yeah.
there was a moment where I thought
they were going to
was married.
They were going to get the cow's wife.
Well, then
the cow's wife also went through the roof.
It would be her wife. Because cows are all female.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So it makes sense, though, because I can picture the kind of houses you're talking about. That does make sense that it's maybe not the wisest idea to build something that your cow can climb up as your roof.
Well, apparently, this is what the BBC said. He survived the animal landing on him.
Oh, no.
But died of internal injuries at the hospital. His family said...
Is that surviving then? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, okay, it wasn't sudden impact. But...
His family said he had to wait too long, and that's why he died.
Oh. Because they probably lived in the sticks.
I mean, well... I was like, is this the U.S.? This sounds like it could happen here. Somebody's waiting too long at the hospital to get treated. But it's also that thing where it's like, who knows if he would have survived no matter what, because we don't know what his injuries were, right? This is another death trap bed situation. Okay. Are you ready? Courtesy?
I hope it involves a Murphy bed. That's all I want.
It's so close.
Okay.
This is courtesy of the BBC.com.
Okay.
Helen Davey, a beauty salon owner, 39 years old, little baby. Little baby. She's of Seaham, County Durham. Honestly, Seaham.
Where is this located?
Yeah,
Specifically.
It looks positively charming. Okay? It's a tiny seaside village on the coast, and I think we'd really like it.
Okay.
I looked it up. It looks very cute. So she has something called an ottoman style bed. Do you guys know these beds?
Wait a second. Let me think about like a day bed?
Is it round? Like round?
No.
An ottoman is something you put your feet on.
An ottoman is something you can store things in as well.
Ah.
So this is a gas-powered ottoman-style bed. I Googled it because I was like, I can't imagine this in my head. And they actually sell them on Amazon. So you can Google it and look it up if everybody's listening wants to see what this looks like. What it is it's very similar to beds that are kind of popular right now, which are fabric kind of all the way around so there's no wooden legs. Instead it's upholstered.
That sounds so cheesy.
Well, it's like mid-century style, right? And so you know
Okay, I'd have to see it.
Maybe Garen can Google it and show you. Like, if you just type in like Ottoman style bed, gas powered lift up Ottoman style bed, something like that. Anyway, what happens is, I don't know if you have to push a button.
Yeah.
The mattress lifts up.
Okay.
And then it's all storage.
Okay.
Right?
Got it.
You can put all the bedding.
Like a box.
It's like a box.
Okay.
Instead of drawers. Like often beds we have, I think, commonly in my head, I think of the storage as drawers underneath.
Yes.
But instead, the mattress lifts up.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's her bed.
Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah, it actually looks like a giant ottoman. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Well, it's like a box spring then. Is that what did you say?
Yes,
that?
that's exactly what I was, what I Googled looked very similar. Okay. So Helen has this bed.
Yeah.
The salon owner in Seaham, her little cute village. So it's June, right? So in my head, she's like, I have to put away my flannel sheets.
I don't know. It's England. Isn't it always cold there?
She's probably getting more winter blankets out. Okay. So she lifts the bed, has the storage area open. She's putting something away or taking something out. And the bed falls on her neck, traps her. And she can't free herself. And she died of something called positional asphyxia.
Oh my God. So she was aware of what was going on?
Well, that's the thing. The coroner ruled that one of the gas pistons failed. So she lifts it, leans down, and it just slams down.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
I hope her family got a lot of money from the company. Not that helps.
I have no idea. They're like, apparently, like I Googled to see if this happens with these beds, if it's a thing, and it doesn't seem to be, but like it made me feel like, okay, I don't want one of those beds.
That is crazy.
I mean, both of those stories are pretty easy to avoid, right?
Yeah.
Like don't
have that bed.
If you live on a hillside, just reinforce your roof maybe. Like if you're going to have cows, because cows are just probably wandering.
I guess you could put a fence up over the area they could access.
Yeah.
That would probably, because it's not like they can climb. I mean, they can climb over a fence.
Yes, that's so easy enough to do.
If you had a fence just on that part.
They couldn't walk past the fence.
Right.
You know, just try to make sure they can't get onto your roof, right?
Yeah.
Maybe just don't get a piston bed.
Yikes. Or keep your hand on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unlikely. I didn't put this in, but do you guys want to hear it real quick? I think we have time. There was another story about a woman who had one of those adjustable beds.
Yeah.
An elderly woman.
Uh-oh.
This is like, I guess like a sleep number.
Yeah.
The kind that lifts. Is that what those are called? The sleep number beds?
Sleep number is like, so your side can be different than my side.
Okay, so
I think.
it's got they've got a different name, but anyway, it's like the kind that are in a hospital that lifts and lets you in and out because you can't get out of bed anymore.
That's not the only reason to have them. Some people like to read or watch TV. They like the bed to be in a certain position.
Well, this woman probably needed help getting out of bed. Anyway, she didn't need help enough. She got out of bed to, I don't know why. Maybe she dropped her medication or her hearing aid or needed a remote control.
Right.
But she got out of bed against the wall. So the bed is against the wall, and she's in the space between the bed and the wall, apparently. Okay. And the bed went up and trapped her between the wall and the bed.
What?
And there was no like release button.
Is the bed named Audrey 3?
I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean? She's behind the bed?
She's like in between the wall and the bed.
But how would the bed it fold over the top of the bed?
That's a good question. I didn't understand it either.
Okay.
And
so her bed killed her.
Well, not exactly, because she lived through the 2 days being trapped.
Jesus Christ.
And then somebody found her, apparently, at least somebody checked on her after 2 days and then took her to the hospital. She died there.
Okay. God.
So we just really need to.
Did the bed get her at the hospital?
Yeah, that bed finished her off.
That bed communicated with the other bed and said, we got to get this woman.
She's had it too good too long.
So the moral of the story is we're safe in our beds. Like, the thing that's going to kill you in your bed is what
Your husband.
Yeah. What kills most people in bed. Yeah. It's actually cardiac arrest.
Oh, okay.
And we've talked about, I think we have an episode on cardiac arrest.
Yes, we
I'm just making up things that we've never done.
I think
we have.
Yeah.
And this is how we take care of our hearts. We know this, right? Fruits and veggies. Don't eat processed foods. Don't eat a lot of red meat. 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week.
Yeah.
Garen's doing it. If Garen can do it, anyone can.
Yes.
Right,
that
Garen?
is true.
Have
Yes.
you gone to the Fitbit step counter part of your life yet?
No, because that will tell me I'm not doing enough, and that would be
Okay.
horrific.
Okay.
And 150 minutes is pretty easy to do. Like, it's not that much.
Yeah, you can do it.
Said by a person who is not accomplishing that goal right now. Okay. So, guys, I started with a high-profile celebrity death trap story, if you remember.
Yeah.
A guy from ELO.
Right.
Why don't we end with one?
Okay.
Back in 2010, Jimmy Heselden, we've all heard of him.
Sure.
He was the owner of Segway.
Oh, yes.
So I didn't know this story.
Yeah.
You guys know it.
Yes.
But maybe some of our listeners don't. And maybe you don't know every single detail.
I'm sure I don't.
So have you guys, either of you ever ridden a Segway?
I don't think so.
No. Wait, maybe. I'm sure for maybe a couple of feet or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I never have. I never went on one of those tours, when you'd see in the cities, you could do a Segway tour. I was like, I don't want it. Never had the interest. So he didn't invent Segway.
Oh.
He actually bought the company. He's another Brit. Apparently,
These Brits.
everybody in England it's this wacky place to die.
Yeah.
Wacky deaths. So he made his money in a different way, and he had millions and millions of dollars and was like, that's a great company. I'm going to buy it.
Right.
I don't care about the problems they're talking about. That's fine. Tech has problems.
Sure.
I'm going to call it tech. Is it tech?
Yeah.
I don't know what tech is. Okay. So they had this new model, like a rugged terrain model. That's supposed to be better on sort of like rough terrain. And he's going to try it out near Boston Spa in West Yorkshire, close to his home. Guys, it's a very nice area. Okay.
One would think.
Yeah. I mean, he's a super
yeah.
millionaire. I mean, it's called Boston Spa.
Right.
Okay. So he's testing out this model. He's on a footpath, which is really lovely, beautiful near the sea. Nope, not near the sea.
If he gets hit by a bale of hay.
Oh my God, just this guy's luck.
Every story connects to a bale of hay. It's actually, it's next to a beautiful river wharf. Okay. So he's on this steep incline. He looks down and he sees a lad at the bottom of the steep incline coming up with his dog.
And our hero right now is on his Segway.
On his Segway.
Okay.
And thinks, let me back up a little, make room for this fella that's going to come up with his dog. Backs up right off the edge of the footpath, off the cliff, 30 feet below into the river.
Christ.
The dog walker finds him dead in the river below.
God.
So I don't know. In that story, I don't know if the Segway is the death trap or politeness.
Right. Well, how did he not? One would think he was quite experienced on the Segway. Did he just underestimate how much room he had?
Well, for one, he's on a kind of a new model, right?
Yeah.
It could be that the Segway screwed up and didn't work properly. It could be that he wasn't that experienced.
Can you imagine a scarier death? He's not even going forward.
Yeah.
You're flying off a cliff backward on.
Yeah.
Oh my
30
God.
feet. So that was in 2010. In 2020, the Segway's done, right? There's no more Segway.
Is that true?
That company's over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently. So, because I looked up to see if there were lots of other Segway deaths.
Yeah.
But there were, it basically said that because of one of the things that brought the company down were high profile celebrities getting injured on Segways.
Oh.
Like Ellen DeGeneres, Usain Bolt, and, well, him. You know, the owner.
Now, why does Usain Bolt? He doesn't need a Segway.
Like,
He can just
right?
run wherever he wants to go.
Faster than a Segway.
Yeah.
Someone else I couldn't remember, but it was like when like
So you can't get a Segway anymore?
I don't know.
They have other things that are sort of the same.
They must.
Those weird big ball things.
Yeah, those don't even have handles.
way
They're
more dangerous.
Like, how do those even
Yeah.
work? Are those bar ones that?
I've seen that, like a guy in traffic
Yeah, those are insane.
with that ball thing, and I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
I don't understand, and they're fast. Like I don't get it. I would be this guy.
Yeah, somebody I know brought that to a camping trip once, and my kids were trying to get on it, and I was like, stay away from that. That's like,
Yeah.
you might as well just wear a T-shirt that's like, I'm about to have a traumatic brain injury.
TBI for life.
Right.
Yes, it's nuts.
All right. Well, we will be right back after this. Welcome back.
Hey.
So, as I was leaving the room, you were discussing how you were going to survive the next 4 years. Did you come up with any solutions?
Oh, no.
No.
I do not have a donut. Yes, it's donuts.
Donuts.
It's donuts. I'm going to just eat donuts whenever I feel sad, and I'm going to get diabetes.
Yeah, I keep wavering back and forth between being fully informed about what's going on and
Feeling helpless and sad.
right, and then just like being removed from
Completely out of touch and
Right.
living in a dream world.
Right. So I guess I'm just going back. Like some days I read more news than others is basically what I've landed on.
Yes, I don't have the answer of how to move through this. We will keep you posted.
Yes, we'll keep
We'll
you
try to
posted.
come up with some good. I mean, it's probably a good idea for an episode of how to help people move through this
Right.
without losing their minds.
Well, we did do an episode on fascism, right? Yeah,
Yes,
we did.
but I don't know that
You want it more specific.
I think yes, like this specific fascism
Right.
that's
Right.
happening is maybe one that people could use some help. When we figure it out,
Yeah.
we can help you.
Well, that'll be next week. I'm sure we'll figure it out by then.
Oh, we can solve it in
Yes.
48 hours,
Yes,
probably,
yes,
right?
yes. Well, on the first half of our show, we talked about how to survive death traps.
We did.
And now we're going to talk about how to survive working on Deathtrap with Susie Geiser.
Hello.
Susie.
Hi,
Susie.
We're so excited to have you. Susie is an actor, and she was supposed to be on a couple times before. Once we had to reschedule it, something about the city burning down or something. But also, you were doing a very cool project. So tell us what.
Yes. So the Kansas City Chiefs, perhaps you've heard of them. They're a little football team.
I didn't know about them until Taylor Swift told me.
Right. Well, and that did help them a lot. So they wanted this was in December, so they wanted a three-peat, which
Okay.
Right.
apparently means winning the Super Bowl for 3 times, or is it being in this? I don't know. I didn't ask. It's a bunch of famous people,
Right.
And they are trying to do all these kind of a scavenger hunt. So it's like superstitions to make it happen,
Right.
And they cast me to be a woman in an antique store, and Pete Holmes and Holly Robinson Pete.
Because, see, it's a Pete. 3 Pete.
And then there's another Pete later.
Right.
You'll have to watch it to figure out who the other Pete is. So they come into my antique shop, and I'm this weird antique stealer who's, I don't know why, but I talked like this, like, and I give them cryptic hints as to what to buy or to grab in my antique store for their scavenger hunt. And they flew me to, Kansas City, first class, nice.
So far.
Very
Gave me a
nice.
little money.
I love money.
Put me up in a nice hotel.
I love it.
Are we able to see this spot?
Yes, you are able to see it. Now, I was able to see it on YouTube, but if you go to the Kansas City Chiefs website and their Instagram,
Oh, okay.
you can find out.
Yeah, Susie put it on Facebook, so I got to see it.
Yeah.
And honestly, Susie's the best part of
I'm the
whole
best part of
commercial.
the whole
She really is.
And it's in
She's
3
very fun.
parts, I think, 2 or 3 parts.
It's a
I'm in the
really
first part.
long, promo.
It's like a saga.
Yeah.
It's a quest.
It's a short film.
It's a short film.
I think you
Exactly.
guys should
Submit it?
you'll get submit it.
Well,
Submit that
I
stuff.
am not going to do anything. I am just the hired help.
So it was really it's
fun.
a really good reason to miss our podcast.
Exactly.
That sounds really cool.
And I didn't think it was right before Christmas. It was just before everybody was off for Christmas. And I'm like, I wasn't thinking I was going to work at the end of the year.
Yeah. Awesome. So take us back to this.
Okay.
The time.
Where are we? When are we?
Yes, I have to set the stage.
Please, please.
The time is the 80s.
Oh, I loved that time.
Okay. It was fun. It was fun, but not at this point for me. Orange County. Reagan was president.
Oh, okay.
People in Orange County were loving that.
They
I
love
bet.
him.
So in general, in my life, I could have told my parents I wanted to do anything. I want to be a clown. I want to be an airplane pilot. I want to be whatever. And they'd go, okay, sure, okay, go for it. Because all they thought was that I was going to get married.
Yes.
Oh, they
Right?
thought you were talking a big game, but when it came down to it,
we just
none
want
of
you
that
to be
was gonna
married.
happen.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
There's
And-
a little bit of freedom in that.
Yeah.
In the way that they weren't like, you have to be a doctor.
Well, that's true. So what I did was I went to community college for the first few years, and I did theater in Fullerton. And it's a wonderful program, really great projects that they did. And I did enjoy it. But then at a certain point, I was like, well, I want to get a bachelor's degree too. So I did not even, nobody told me this was a bad idea. I had a full load of classes at Fullerton College at the same time as I was getting a bachelor's in English.
Oh, wow.
At Cal State Fullerton.
Wow.
Nobody told me you shouldn't have 26 units a semester.
Oh my God! Wait, why were you doing it at two different places?
Because Fullerton College had a really good theater department.
Okay.
So I went there the first year and just did some general education and theater. I didn't want to major in theater at Cal State Fullerton, but I wanted to do shows.
Okay.
And so I stayed, but it did get to the point where now I'm like a junior. And I had this semester, again, nobody told me, but I am a person who's like, well, I really want to do this and I really want to do that and I'm going to make it happen.
You can make it work.
I kind of like Tracy Flick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like, no, these are my ambitions and I'm going to get them done. And nobody had to tell me you need to do it. This
Right.
was all me generated.
Putting yourself under that
Right.
pressure.
Gotcha.
And my parents were not, today when you have kids, you're all up in their business.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
everything they're doing.
Right.
I mean, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting emails every day about stuff and I'm like, just tell him to do his homework.
Right.
It's like, so I am now taking 26 units this semester. And
It's crazy.
And also, like a dummy, all right, I was taking 2 novel classes. So I had modern novel and contemporary novel, Shakespeare, and then modern drama.
My goodness.
And then I don't remember what else.
Yeah.
Because who cares at that point? So I had this gigantic reading load. And meanwhile, Deathtrap is being presented by Fullerton College.
Okay.
And so I auditioned for it, of course, not to play Deathtrap is about, I don't want to give it away if you have not seen it yet.
It is a play based on the novel, right?
Correct.
By Ira Levin.
Ira Levin.
Which is really a great,
And it's a terrific play.
Yes.
I did not know it was a novel.
And they did the film. I know Michael Caine played one role.
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve played the young writer. So it's about these 2 writers, and there's a twist in it. And there's there's an old lady who lives, nearby who's a nosy old lady. Of course,
Yes.
I auditioned for that.
Right.
I think I was 19.
Who plays the wife in Deathtrap? Is it
Diane Cannon?
that's what I wanted to say was Diane Cannon.
And she's great. And again, great play.
Yes.
Wonderful. And so I auditioned for that.
Okay.
But now, if anybody is listening and knows Fullerton College, they will probably know who I'm talking about. But the director of this show, let's call him Scott.
Okay.
That was not his name. But
Was it Skeet?
no, it wasn't
And you're
even close.
just being clever?
It's one of the names that I mix up all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's call him Scott. So Scott had been in that department for like 30 years or something. And the other 3 were great, wonderful. But he was done. He was retiring.
Okay.
He could give a shit about any of us or
Right.
anything. But he was a really good director, and he wanted to put on a really high-style, professional-looking thing. So very realistic set, beautiful set. It's not like some of these shows you see where it's like they've got a card table and then they,
Right.
It's not like the Groundlings where you stick out a couple blocks.
Right.
Amazing. And so I auditioned. I didn't get it. But now here's my thing. Like, I got to get in there. all
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And they needed someone to do props. And I was like, I'll do it.
Yes.
you
You're
don't
not
have
busy
enough on
enough.
your plate.
I
Yeah.
Tracy flicked it. And I was like, give it to me. I can do this. I'd never done props. I've come to realize, later, I'm not particularly good at design in general. I just thought, you know what? I want to get roles at this theater company. Right. It's a school, but you know what I mean? And I need to please everybody.
Yeah.
I need to get in there. I need to show that I'm a team player.
Yes.
Right.
It's not the wrong instinct, by the way.
Right.
True.
Well, it was in this case because I immediately realized I was like way in over my head because this man, I don't know, maybe his prostate was bothering him. I mean, there could be a number of things, but he was on edge 24/7 and he proceeded to take out all of his rage on me.
Oh, no.
Again, I am not being paid for this.
Right.
Yeah.
I am in community college doing a production of Deathtrap.
Yeah.
Right.
Who gives a fuck?
Right.
I can say that, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, fuck. And so I've been yelled at all my life, all right? My dad was a yeller, 4 brothers.
Yeah.
There was never any time where we were not, it was very loud.
Yeah.
I always knew how people felt, let's put it this way, okay?
You didn't have to be an empath to know what was going on with the Geiser family.
So I've gotten really good at taking that, not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But when I was that age, I'm just so used to it.
Right.
If you are dressing me down and screaming at me because I picked out a lamp.
Yes.
He said, I need a lamp for this table. And I went upstairs to the prop room and I grabbed a lamp.
Right.
Sure.
And I stuck it there. And he, in front of everybody, proceeded to scream at me and dress me down because I got the wrong lamp.
Oh, my God.
Okay, now remember, I'm carrying 26 units.
Which, P.S. for the people who don't know, 15 units is full-time load.
That's
right?
a lot.
And that's a lot.
So I had,
for just a student who's not doing anything else, 15 credits is a lot.
even if they don't have a part-time job,
Yes.
okay, it's still, and especially given the classes I was taking. So I would be up to go to class.
You're not sleeping, it sounds like.
I am not sleeping.
Oh, God.
And I'd be up at 6 a.m. or 7 or maybe 7. I overslept a lot, and I'd have class all day, and then I would go to the theater, and I would be there until midnight.
And when are you doing all this reading?
I was doing it
Yeah, somehow.
to a point,
Right.
and then I was not doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was sometimes staying up even longer when I got home.
So when you're in the midst of this, are you going, this was a mistake, why on earth am I doing this? Or were you just like, the theater?
I was, but I also was like, I can't quit. If I
Right.
quit, I'll make everybody mad.
Right.
I'll let them
Yes.
down.
And you're also kind of still a kid in a way. Like,
I was really still a kid.
you're a kid, you're an
please.
adult's just yelling at you, so you're just like, oh, adults yell at me.
I guess I suck.
I
I guess I'm bad. And the thing is, nobody stood up for me. There was one teacher, and to this day, he's my hero, who actually came to me after one of the scream matches. Now, it didn't stop, but he said, that is not right. I'm going to talk to him. And I'm sure they had words, and he's like, fuck you, I don't care.
Right.
But I was like, oh my God, someone is acknowledging that this is so wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of the props was a gun. Because it's
Right, it's a
Deathtrap.
mystery,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a mystery, and I was in charge of the gun.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this sounds like an Elsbeth episode.
Except they were blanks. Okay, and let me tell you something. I knew they were blanks because I was so paranoid about this gun.
Jesus.
Because I had in the past that there was this actor named John Eric Hexum. He was on some show in the early 80s, and he, as a joke, had picked up a gun, and prop gun, and put it to his head, and it killed him, even though there were blanks.
Yeah. That's happened with
they
a couple
still-
other
they
actors
still-
too. right?
Exactly. There still is some
thought
sort
it
of a discharge.
That was Patrick Duffy.
No. Patrick Duffy.
No.
Still with us?
Yes.
No, you're
this
right.
guy
Was it
is
the guy
dead.
from Grease too?
No.
I don't know.
Also, or two?
Two.
Oh, that
Maxwell
guy. He's very
Caulfield?
handsome. I think he was married to Juliette
Oh,
Mills.
you mean
Fun
the
fact.
second Grease?
Yeah, Grease 2.
I didn't understand that's what you were
Yeah.
saying. I'm sorry. I thought
Do.
you. Gotcha. Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
I've never heard that, but maybe I don't know. But there was a very famous case of someone doing that. Now all my paranoia is around this gun.
Yes.
And
That you're going to pick it up and shoot him.
No, because I
I can't
but
take
I would
it
have
anymore.
I would have had to get right next to Scott's head, and I didn't want to do that. But I tiptoed around it. It was in a drawer in one of the beautiful dressers that they had on the set, and one I'm like, I haven't had any sleep. And back then, the cure was, they didn't have Adderall back then. I mean, I don't know, like just to keep you going.
Yeah.
That's what the kids use. That's what the kids use today, or Ritalin or anything like that. We had No-Dose.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We had Jolt Cola.
Yep.
And we had good old-fashioned coffee. That's all we had.
Yep.
So on top of all that, I am on all of that stuff too.
yes.
That's the
So
worst.
I'm like shaking, walking around and then getting screamed at.
Oh, my God.
But I do remember the gun because I had to go purchase the blanks and I had to go get the gun. You know, it's a real gun.
Oh, it was a real gun?
Yeah, it wasn't like a prop gun with a little, red thing on the end of it. This was in the 80s.
It was a real gun.
As far as I knew, it was a real gun.
Where do you buy blanks? At a prop place?
No, at an ammo. Guns and ammo. They have those.
Wow.
Jeez.
We wish they wouldn't have so many in like Burbank, but
Yeah.
they do have them all over the place, and they'll sell you blanks. And no, this was not a prop gun. I mean, you could have put real bullets in it.
Wow.
Like
That's
wild.
would scare me.
The gun they used on Rust, obviously,
Was real.
But anyway, so I had to put it in
I know, but this is a college
correct.
theater play. That's why I was
In the
surprised.
80s.
Yeah, okay. Right,
If
okay.
it- today,
You're
I
lucky
don't
they
know
were
what
blanks.
they do.
Right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's why when you were talking about the things you had to keep awake, I was surprised you didn't list cocaine as one of the
Right.
options. You're
You
like,
know what?
no dose, coffee, and cocaine.
I never tried cocaine, and the reason is because I thought I would like it too much.
Yeah, same.
I thought if I'm going to get addicted to anything, it's going to be cocaine. So no, for me personally, that was not a choice. But yes, it was the 80s, and it was the choice for many people.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't have any money.
What did they call it? Truckers? No-dose? Didn't they call it like truckers? Not heroin. Anyway, I don't know.
I'm going to take a quick sip of my.
Please.
No-dose
delicious
was
iced
like
tea.
something truck drivers would
Yes.
use all the time because it would keep you
You bought
up
it
to
at
drive.
7-Eleven.
Right.
But yes, of course, one day I'm setting the props, and I'm like, because the show is going to be that night, and so I still to this day have a really no, you set your props, and then as an actor, I check my props. I don't want to go reaching for something and it's not there. God damn it!
Yes.
That's
Right.
on a live show. So I'm setting the props and I'm setting the gun. And I pick it up, and I don't know what happened. It went off.
Oh my God.
That's
oh
so
my God.
scary.
Oh my God.
It was so goddamn loud, and I was just like, ah! I screamed. Everybody's like, what happened? What happened? I think they might have thought that I had used it on myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore. This goddamn
I can't
play.
take it anymore.
Yeah.
And I remember that same night. So, also, by the way, it's finals week.
Oh my,
Oh my God. No kidding.
Why would they schedule it for finals week or finals week at your other college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, they had finals at that. This was basically a final if that was
gotcha.
what you're getting your
Okay.
units for. And all I knew was I had 2 finals the next day, and I hadn't read, and I was way far behind, and I had been through this whole thing. And again, I'm not even emphasizing how much he yelled at me for everything.
Right.
Constantly. Nothing I did was right. Again, volunteer. Never did props before.
Yes.
Was open about that at the beginning. Also, no sleep. Also on over-the-counter stimulants. A gun just went off. And that's just sort of, talk about being, I was literally triggered. And I went through this show that night. The only calm moment for me was I had to cover one of the actors in mud.
Okay.
If you know the play, you know why. And so he came back. He was so sweet, and he was really cute. And he was so nice to me. And he would just go, "Oh, I'm sorry that I haven't done it." No one would say anything to Scott.
Right. God forbid.
But yeah, and that was a moment of zen for me when I was able to cover his body with my bare hands.
Oh, that feels-
in
yeah, that's
mud.
good.
That was
Yeah.
nice. But now it's midnight. I got to study.
Yeah. Your day isn't over.
I didn't want to go home. Oh, by the way, my parents didn't know anything.
Sure.
They didn't know what you were doing. They didn't.
They just knew I was doing a play.
Were you living at home at
Yeah, I
this
was
point?
living
Okay.
at home. No, nobody knew anything.
You're living in their house. and
I'm
they
losing
don't know.
my mind.
Yeah.
And nobody knows. Nobody asks.
Did you not want to tell them, or were you like, if they're not going to ask me, I'm not going to tell them?
I didn't want to tell them. I
Okay.
wasn't interested in telling them.
Well,
They probably didn't want to hear it.
Would they
either.
have been, I just think about sort of that time period and what it was like in my home. Would they have had a good emotional response anyway? It's not like if I would have told my parents, they would have been like, "Oh my God, that sounds so hard for you. Tell us more." It's not even, that doesn't even happen now if I have that conversation with them. They don't have the ability to respond in a
empathetic
it's
way.
not within them to
Here's the
give
deal.
what you need.
I'll tell you what they would have told me. Why are you doing that? Quit.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, so I'm like, I would just say, "Oh, I'm going to spend the night at my friend Polly's house."
Yeah.
That was all. Through high school too, and then we would go running around out in the town at night and do whatever we wanted to. So I did say, "Hey, Polly, I want to come over. Is it cool if I come over and sleep at your house?"
I think it's funny. Oh wait, Polly was a girl.
Polly's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. And her mom was kind of like my parents, like, "Oh, you girls have fun." And she'd make us snacks. You know what I mean? But I just will never forget. I got to her house, and I had a full-on breakdown.
I bet.
Breakdown, because now I'm also like, I have 2 finals tomorrow. I'm going to lose my mind. I can't. My heart was palpitating. I mean, if my child was doing that, I would take them to somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Although I'm a little afraid of that. It's like, I don't know what they would do to the person, but I needed to be placed somewhere.
Or at least have a glass of wine.
Yeah, I wasn't really into wine, you know. I know, but like wine or beer. I would have had a cocktail.
Yeah, right.
I probably would have, had a rum and Coke.
Right.
Or whatever that we drank back in the day. But that might have killed me, honestly.
Oh, my God.
And I just remember just being, it was late, so she was already in bed. Her mom was in bed, or, I don't know where Dad was. I don't know where he was. I just went in their spare room, and I just was like, it's almost like it had padded. I was in a padded cell.
Oh, God.
And, you'd say, okay, so how did you survive this? I just kept going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was the first night of the play.
So no, that was probably mid into the play. Okay. We weren't done, put it that way.
But did you have to keep
I had
going?
to go back, yeah.
Well, because you had to set the props.
I had to set the props. And I had to cover my handsome friend with mud.
Oh, right.
And here's the deal. Did I have to? No. I didn't have to.
Someone else could have done it.
Absolutely. I was so depressed. I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was so tired. Again, my own choosing. I chose to do these things.
Right.
Okay. And I had wonderful experiences there too.
Yeah. But you also didn't have any, again, I think the onus of responsibility in that time period is like you had no guidance.
No,
you had no adult in the room. Right. We're not really, they say legally you're an adult when you're 18, but our brains are growing until we're 25. Like you had no adult stepping in to say, hey, this is too much.
Yeah.
And really, 15 credits is full time. Mm-hmm. Like, I think we're all so over involved in kids now. But back then, it was like you're on your own, basically, at 12 somehow. You're just out on the street. So it's like somebody needed to be there.
Did you go back into theater after that? Did you do another production?
Oh, yeah.
Was he still there?
Not with him.
He was gone.
Good.
No, he was there, but I just didn't do anything with him.
Oh, okay.
He was so checked out, honestly. And I feel like when he did start dating the woman who got my part,
yes,
he softened up a little bit.
Yeah, apparently he was just pent up.
Yeah, but he was just such an angry
and only to you, not to the
man.
Actors.
No,
that's so weird.
And again, volunteer, doing it for free.
But because he knew he could, you have no
I was his little whipping girl, you know?
Yes.
And for some reason, I took it. So there was like a sadomasochism going on, I guess, you know? Although I feel like that I was very young at my age then.
Okay.
But also you're a kid. Again, it's like he's picking out the most vulnerable person that he feels like, here's somebody I'm going to be able to get away with this.
Yes.
With.
For sure. And he did get away with it. Like I said, I know that at least one of the other teachers said, knock it off, stop it. But he didn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that guy is like to this day, he's just a sweet, nice person, caring, also very talented director and all that kind of stuff. But I would love... I just don't want to have anything to do with him. Mm-hmm. Like they've had some reunions and I was like, I'm not going. If he's fuck him.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever say anything to him. I'm hoping he's listening now.
But have you ever fantasized about what you would say to him?
Yeah, but
for one thing, you're a working actress, which is kind of cool.
I know. But I probably would just say, you really treated me like shit.
Yeah.
And I will never forget it.
Right.
I worked for a commercial director named Joe Pitka.
Mm-hmm. I remember that name.
Yeah, and Pitka was famous for being the wackadoo, tantruming, screaming, director. And he did all the big commercials, like for Pepsi and like Super Bowl commercials and all that. And I know people who worked for him multiple times. And because the pay was so good, this was back in the days when you could make so much money doing commercials. Now, not so much. But so they'd take it, and I got booked on one and I showed up on set. It was at a house out in like Pasadena or something, and I'd heard all the stories. So
Right.
I am used to it.
You're
I'm good at
prepared
this.
for what's
I know
gonna
how to
come.
handle this. It's it's not my first rodeo, And they brought me to set, and he looks at me from across the room. He goes, "What are you doing here?"
Are you serious?
And I just was like, the AD. I was like, he told me to come here. Get out! I'm like, okay. I just started laughing and walked away. So see, my training.
Good for you.
My training did me well.
You're telling me that this dude is an asshole?
Yeah, he kind of looks like the guy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Chief, the big, tall Indian guy.
I was going to say, it looks like
he's-
the guy from Ghostbusters
Except if comedy, because he has the white hair, and he would
Vigo.
he would just decide I'm taking a break, and then he'd have some of the guys on the crew play basketball with him.
I bet that was fun for them.
Oh, and they just did it. They're like,
Yeah,
okay,
too.
Well, yeah, you're not going to say no.
I really want to take a break and play basketball with Joe.
Oh, my
but
God.
he's very highly successful. And at the end of the day, here's the thing I will say. My last shot, he was making up the commercial. There was no storyboard. At one point, I had a list of things to say that I had to call from another room. And he goes, action. What do you want me to do? Read the list. I said, read it all? Because there were some that they had said are more important. I'm like, which ones?
Right.
And anyway, at the end of the day, he just told me to go up. You got a thing of laundry. Your daughter's here. You're going to walk past her. You're doing laundry. Or he didn't even say past. He just, you're doing laundry. And we have a little moment. And then I'm like, okay, well, our moment's over. And I continue. He goes, where are you going? And I said, to the laundry room. He didn't tell me anything else beyond that. You want me to just sit there and stare? And he goes, what are you, psychic? And I said, I wish I was. It would have helped a lot today.
Good for you.
And all I know is at the end of the day, he patted me on the shoulder and said, really good job. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to presume that's real because it doesn't sound like he lies.
No.
So I guess I
not.
did a really good job.
But it's also funny that, no offense, but it's for a fucking laundry detergent commercial.
Yeah.
It's so funny that it's all this angst.
No, over that.
Over that.
And again, I mean, he's just a very angry man.
Susie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Those
You're
were
welcome.
great stories. I'm glad you survived it all.
I did.
Yes.
Here I am today.
and
Surviving and
continued
thriving.
working in the same field, which is
Yes.
exciting.
You couldn't stop me. I'm Tracy
No,
Flick.
that's right. And you should really check out that Chief's
Yeah, it's fun.
mini film, whatever it is.
Definitely the first
really-
part.
yeah.
It's in installments, and
Can't
I'm in
wait.
the first
It's
one.
really fun. It's really fun. All right. Well, thank you so much, Susie.
Thank you for having me.
And we will be right back with What Did We Learn Today?
Would you like to learn what we learned today?
Very much so. Please.
I am going to share the knowledge. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, there's a lot. Symptoms of walking norovirus include lifelong depression, and well, that's it. Bouts of walking norovirus may be caused by rejection from a plastic surgeon. What happened to Kevin and Sammy? A How to Survive mystery spinoff. The discography of the ELO band consists of 15 studio albums, 7 live albums, 40 compilation albums, 13 video albums, 33 music videos, 1 extended play, 50 singles, 1 soundtrack album, and 8 box sets. ELO have sold over 50 million records worldwide. Currently, ELO holds the record for having the most Billboard Top 40 hits of any band in the U.S. history without ever hitting the number 1 spot.
More than the Beatles?
Well, without ever hitting the number 1
Oh,
spot.
I'm sorry.
That was crazy to me.
That's
With all of that
crazy.
stuff that they've done too.
Cows are the stealth assassin.
Yes.
Ira Levin, the writer of Deathtrap, also wrote several novels you may recognize. A Kiss Before Dying, read it. Rosemary's Baby, read it. The Stepford Wives, read it. And The Boys from Brazil. Didn't read that one.
Okay.
Actors John Eric Hexum and Brandon Lee, the Crow, were both killed by blank cartridges on movie and TV sets. What's
Those
John
are the-
Eric Hexum look like?
He's gorgeous. Like he
Can you
would
show
have
me his
been
picture?
But what
an
was the
absolute
what was
star.
the show?
It was called Cover Up.
I remember that story, but I don't remember that name at all.
I got to look up the guy that I think I'm thinking of.
If this dude did not die, we would not know who Patrick Swayze is. He would have taken his.
You think so?
I've never
career,
seen that person before in my
100%.
life.
Was he a dancer? If he's not a dancer, then yeah, he's handsome. He's super
Yeah,
handsome.
Yeah, he's very handsome.
That was the guy who played Russian roulette with it, right?
Yeah,
But he thought it
I'm
was empty.
thinking-
Is that what it was?
All right, hold on.
yeah. He played he was in Voyagers, and he was Pat Trammell in
Voyagers.
The Bear.
Different bear, I guess. All right.
I don't know who I was thinking of, but it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah, Maxwell Caulfield is still alive. He did not.
Yeah, that sounds like some urban legend shit, like Pop Rocks and Coke.
Yeah, don't do that. You'll die.
Yeah.
I did ask my friend who has worked in the industry he grew up here and he's done all sorts of stuff about that Joe Pitka guy.
Yeah.
I knew that name ring a bell. I'm sure he's told me about him, so I asked him if he's ever worked with him. And he said, quote, "I have had the misfortune of working with that asshole. Correction, I believe the term is asshole emeritus since he's retired." He said the world would be a better place if he were to overinflate one of his basketballs while it's in his rectum. So,
oh my God.
He was a big fan.
Wow.
He did also say he's a world-class narcissistic asshole. That being said, he is a DGA Lifetime Achievement Award winner for his work primarily in commercials.
That's so
props.
funny, I guess.
I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, I don't care how talented somebody is.
No.
It's not okay, man. I mean, it's also just like, it's the entertainment industry. Like, if you're like a brain surgeon who's come up with a new method to like save children with rare brain issues, then you can be a cocksucker, I guess. You shouldn't be, but like, if you're making a fucking commercial for Toyota Celica, you don't get to run around and scream at people. Yeah, especially because your directors, nothing happens if it's just you. Everybody else makes this happen. You just point the direction.
Like, why did they put up with him? They could have gotten any number of people to do what he was doing.
I don't know.
I mean, were these commercials particularly innovative?
How many Clio Awards can somebody win to need that kind of
it's not like
leeway?
Didn't Spike Jonze did he do commercials? Oh, he did videos, but did he also do commercials? Or maybe I'm just thinking of the videos. Did you watch the recap of Severance yet?
No, I watched the second episode.
What is wrong with you?
Do you have time? Many things? I cut my own bangs.
She's got sermons to write.
Just prepare for Sunday. Is half your week just spent coming up with a quippy thing to put on the board that goes outside the church to inspire people? Oh,
those are harder to write than you would think.
I bet.
It's harder than tweeting. Like, you got to be funny.
And you don't have 140 characters.
And you can't make a dick joke because it's for godly people.
Yeah, right.
It's really gotta hit a spot, and it's gotta fit on the board. And some letters you only have like 2 S's.
Right.
So you're like, oh shit, I had something really funny, but I don't have enough S's to write the thing. It's a lot harder than you think.
Yeah. No, I imagine it is.
So that's why I don't get in as much. I didn't get time to get the Severance recap in. But when I was watching episode 2 last night, I was like, God damn it, I really need that recap.
Chris, it's 11 minutes out of your life.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
Or if I just Google Severance recap on YouTube, is it going to...
Yeah, season 1 recap.
Season 1 Severance recap.
Look for one that's like 12 minutes.
Okay, because there's many of them. I don't want the one where it's going to be like somebody in the Midwest who's like talking over it with their own weird music. Is it going to be that?
The one I watched, it is people
yelling into this.
It is someone talking over it.
Sorry,
because it's not sound up on the episode. It's like sound down. They're showing you visuals while the person is walking you through what happened.
Is the person annoying?
You don't see the person or anything. It's not like one of those where it's
voice.
Like yeah.
All right, I'll try to find somebody who's tolerable.
Yeah,
who doesn't yell as much as I do. Into the microphone.
I did start Will Trent,
and
it's good. I mean, I only watched the pilot.
I don't know though, Garen, if I trust you.
The accents are a little hard to.
Is it? It's not British, is it?
No, it's Georgia.
It's a lot of people doing. It's a lot of people doing the Yosemite Sam voice.
Yeah, like a.
Oh, I gotta get some
Colonel
chicken.
Sanders kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's that?
I don't know what.
I got bird flu from that. Whatever that was. But it's interesting so far. It seems like it's just going to be a Owlsbeth, whatever kind of thing.
Is it in the sort of like Rookie kind of vein of shows? Castle Rookie, like my husband will love it.
Yes, probably yes.
My husband and my mom will get together and like enjoy it together.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But this is the pilot, so it could. Usually they get better after the pilot.
All right.
But I liked it. He's good. Erica Christensen's in it. I like her.
Erica
She's a
Christensen.
Scientologist.
Was she a
he's
model?
perfect.
Who's Erica Christensen?
She's like the other Julia Stiles.
I was gonna
Yes.
say I was just gonna
Yes.
say she the one who looks like Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was in Parenthood.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, it's so good.
Erica Christensen was?
Wasn't
you're
she?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's right. I
Like,
forgot
Wait,
about
was she?
For a while they looked exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
Which one was in Swim Fan?
I didn't see that.
Is that a movie?
It is, but I don't even know who's in it. Mark Wahlberg, is he a bad guy?
You know what? I'm done with him.
Good.
I can't.
Why did you ever start?
Because he was so sexy. He
like,
was so sexy.
You just love guys that look like they're going to punch you.
Yes. No, this whole fucking Mel Gibson brofest he's having with him.
Oh, are they buddies?
He's in his movie.
Yeah.
And then
Mark Wahlberg's super right-wing Christian.
Yeah, I guess I could overlook it until the Mel Gibson thing. And now I'm just like, you know what? Fuck off.
You got to just start being attracted to gay guys like I am.
I'm not Oh, except for what's his face?
Pedro Pascal. Oh, sorry. Cut that out.
Pedro Pascal. We'll cut it out.
158.
It's just your opinion.
Why are you cutting that out? We've talked about that a
Yeah,
million
we've talked about it like
times.
12 times.
Yeah. Well,
No, I'm not attracted to him. I'm attracted to Jonathan Groff
Oh.
from Mindhunter, and he's in musical theater.
he's very handsome.
He's so sexy to me.
He is sexy.
He is sexy. Yeah. I think he's the only gay guy I'm attracted to. If I think of another one, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
Is that possible? All right. Well, I guess
What about
well,
who else is
more
gay?
gay
Matt
guys?
Bomer?
Oh yeah.
oh, okay.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, all right.
Come on.
I mean, I'm human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck not being attracted to Matt Bomer. Everyone's attracted to Matt Bomer.
What's that guy from Game of Thrones? The redhead?
I mean, you've lost
You lost me at
three
redhead.
times.
Richard Madden?
I don't know who
I
that
don't,
is.
yeah.
He was in the Bodyguard. Did you ever see that show?
Oh, yeah. He's handsome.
Yeah, he's really
I know.
I didn't know he was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he was one of the Starks.
Oh, right. Early days.
They made a Bodyguard. You mean they made a TV show of the Whitney
No,
Houston movie?
it's
No,
a
it's
completely
different.
related
Something
thing.
else.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a political thing.
Oh no, I don't know that show.
I think Kristen Thomas, maybe?
I
Somebody
love
like
her.
She's in.
Love her so
Slow
much.
Horses?
She's so good in Slow Horses.
Is it called Slow Horses because of the Slough House thing?
I think so.
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Who else is gay?
That I would be attracted to?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't think of.
Yeah, but you're right about. I told you I watched that Fellow Travelers.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Super sexy.
The hot priest. Is he gay?
Yeah, he
Andrew.
is. Yeah, I was attracted to him in that show.
Same.
I don't know that I would be in other things.
Like, not so much in Talented Mr. Ripley.
no,
But I don't think we're supposed to be.
He's yeah, you're right. He's
My Andrew something. Andrew.
Andrew. It's not
we got
Tate.
the Andrew part,
It's
but
not Rannells. That's the other guy.
Yeah.
Andrew. Whatever.
It's like with a W or something.
I said I changed my Siri voice to the Irish voice.
Yeah.
And it sounds like him if he ever played Happy, which he never seems to do.
funny. Oh, that's right. I saw that other movie with them. It was so depressing.
With the other guy who's sexy.
Where they live in the building together. What was that movie?
I didn't watch it because I was like, this is going to be sad. I
All
can't
of Us
watch it.
Strangers.
What was it called?
All of Us Strangers.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't been able to bring myself to watch it, even though I know it's really good.
It is
was
really
good. But yeah. I don't remember who the other guy was in it. I can't for the life of me think of who that was.
Paul Mescal.
Oh, he's very sexy, I think.
Andrew Scott.
Andrew Scott. Yeah.
So easy to remember.
Yeah.
Scott.
Something with a W. Oh. Jamie Bell's in it too. I like him. He plays his dad.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just for me it's Jonathan Groff.
Okay. And Matt Bomer.
And Matt Bomer. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe you're not on the Pedro Pascal train.
I think he seems sweet and lovely. I'm not attracted to him.
God, I want
I know you just want to rip his hair out.
I mean, I'm not going to talk. I know. I'm not going to talk about all the things I want to do to him because that's not appropriate. This has been fun.
This has been a blast.
I've had such a good time today.
So much fun.
I hope our listeners have enjoyed it.
Sure they
and
have.
they deserve a thanks. Our Patreon listeners deserve. They deserve a special thanks. We owe them, our new members, a shout out. And I know I'm woefully behind in doing that. So let's make sure, please remind me next time we do that. And it's all happening, guys. We're going to have fun this year.
Yes.
We will find the joy.
We will find the joy.
We're going to bring it to you. We're going to dig it. We're going to dig it out of a hole in the ground and bring it to you.
When all of us Americans become a migrant caravan to Canada, we will make sure we have a blast.
And we'll take you all with us.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have one more thing to say about gay men.
Yes. Do you think of another one that you'd climb all over, as I like to say?
Only in this context.
Okay.
We watched the recorded version of Company with the Sondheim musical with Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes.
He's not someone I would ever think to be attracted to, but there was a few moments he was extremely sexy to me within the context of this show.
That's a shock.
Yeah.
I have to say, for just who I know you to tend to be attracted to, you know, he's doesn't look like he's going to punch anybody.
Not every man I'm attracted. Does Michael Keaton look like he's going to punch somebody?
A little bit.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He's a sweetie patootie.
He's got asshole energy.
No, he doesn't.
He definitely does. He's got that energy of like, I'm going to be a little bit mean to you.
I don't think he does at all.
And I'm a little smart ass. I'm going to be, my way of like showing you I like you is being a little bit mean. Christopher Maloney, my way of showing you I like you, I'm going to be a little bit mean.
Just because Michael Keaton gave Courtney Cox a diamond without actually giving her a ring does not mean he's an asshole.
I think that just proves my point.
You play your cards right, honey. I'll put something in it.
No, he just didn't want to get married, so he gave her a diamond.
I don't want to marry you. Here's the diamond.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you to our Patreon listeners. Thank you to all of our listeners.
Yes.
Thank you to you guys for being great.
Thank you to you.
Thanks to me.
And your ministry.
Look.
Thank you for spreading the message.
I've got to get out now more than ever.
Yeah.
We've got to get the word out.
Absolutely. So dumb. All right.
And until next time,
remain calm.
I love God.
Idiot.